California strong magnitude 4.8 quake and swarm in the Kosovo volcanic field. This took place between Long Valley Caldera, Supervolcano of California, and Ridgecrest. Now we know we have magma under there, and we have inflating Long Valley Caldera, Supervolcano. We'll see that in Volcano Discovery, what they have to say there. It is inflating with magma, and it's one of the 18 very high threat volcanoes of the area of the West Coast. And we just had a 5.1 and a swarm in Baja, California, and this is exactly the mantle plume that goes from Baja through Salt Lake City into Yellowstone and then turns west into Idaho. This is the eastern part of the mantle plume, the magma, and the western part of course goes underneath San Andreas Fault and the Walker Lane Fault System, where we have the high threat volcanoes of California, the Kosovo volcanic field, Salton Sea, where we had a series of 5 earthquakes. It seems like the earthquakes now on the West Coast are getting bigger. They used to be around 3.5, then they went up to 4, 4.5. Now we're getting things around 5 magnitude. So let's go take a look at the map and see what's going on. This is our quake that we're talking about, the 4.8, and we've had other ones, of course, 2.9. I'm not putting all the quakes on here. These are only the ones that are about above 2.5 magnitude. This is Mono Lake right there, where the hand is. That's Mono Lake, and all this is Long Valley Caldera Supervolcano. We've had a very strange development for the last couple of months. So we've had hundreds of quakes here in Mena, Nevada. Again, that is these are all volcanic areas, volcanic fields, and that's Mono Lake. We'll take a look at that. And well, why don't we take a look at it now? That's Mono Lake, and where this legend is are the Mena earthquakes, Mena, Nevada earthquakes. Okay, the simplified map for Long Valley Caldera and the Mono Inyo craters volcanic chain. Basically, and we know that following the Bishop Tuff eruption and the formation of Long Valley Caldera 760,000 years ago, activity continued in the central part of the caldera to form the lava dome. Smaller explosive eruptions of rhyodacite pumice occurred as well from outer ring fracture vents, and the last activity was about 50,000 years ago. Now, in the early history, the caldera contained a large lake where the new lava dome formed an island. Beach deposits can be seen on the caldera walls today. Now, as we said before, it is increasing in magma. The caldera has been showing unrest in recent years in the form of deformation of the caldera floor and earthquake swarms. It contains numerous hot springs and fumaroles. In order to better study, they have established a Long Valley Observatory there. As we said, it's a supervolcano. It's one of the very high threat volcanoes of California. And this is San Andreas Fault, as we know. This is the Walker Lane Fault System. Okay, that's our area. If we pan out, this is the area of the, we just had other ones. Okay, that Baja, California, this is where we had the 5.1, and the earthquake swarms are still going. This is the mantle plume where it feeds this area here and up that fault through Utah, which has 8 or 9 volcanoes south of Salt Lake City. There are more, of course, around there. And that magma goes into Yellowstone. It feeds Yellowstone, and then it turns this way into Idaho, as we saw on the map. It's like an imaginary 7. That's the eastern part of the mantle plume. The western part goes under San Andreas Fault and the Walker Lane Fault System, feeding Kosovo volcanic field, Salton Sea, and Long Valley caldera. Long Valley has a geothermal plant, Ridgecrest has a geothermal plant, and Salton Sea has a geothermal plant as well. That's because they have magma under there. Now this is the 4.8 map, the shake map. We can pan out to see the Baja area is right here. Okay, as we know, this is an area of very strong quakes. That shows here how this area of the Baja Peninsula, at one time, of course, it was joined to this part here of Mexico, and because of large earthquakes taking place over periods of time, it has split, causing the Gulf to appear there. Now, this is our area of our shake map, and unfortunately USGS just stops the square here, but if you extrapolate the shaking, you'll see that it has shaken the area, that's monolake of the Long Valley caldera supervolcano. Obviously has shaken it. Now, I don't know if the people in Los Angeles felt it, but maybe in San Diego. Los Angeles, maybe in San Diego. Maybe in San Diego, I don't know. If you live around there, please tell us if you have felt that. That's 4.8 magnitude, and about 93 people have reported feeling it because, as we know, there's not that many people living out there in Ridgecrest. Population density. Okay. You may have felt it in the Los Angeles area, depending on how close you are to the coastline and soft sedimentation. So all of you there, please be very careful. This is an area of, it looks like the area has been shaken by this 5.1. It's not that far away. It's about, what, 100 or 200 miles away from that 5.1. And as we know, that earthquakes that big do jolt fault lines. They jolt the fault lines, and they can also cause earthquakes because of that jolting. It's like jolting pieces of a puzzle. And we have been warned by USGS and by Caltech geologists that they are expecting a big one earthquake in the southern section of the San Andreas Fault. We have also been warned that they're expecting a major earthquake in the northern part of the San Andreas Fault. In other words, in Oregon, and also the middle section of the San Andreas Fault. All of them are overdue for 7.5 magnitude earthquake and above, although we can't predict these earthquakes, but these 5 magnitudes, 4.8, 5.1, they're not that small, obviously. So please be very careful and alert. Thank you for your support. If you can, please support my Patreon channel. Thank you. If you'd like to join me on my Patreon account, you will hear content not covered by mainstream media. These riveting stories will be based on my research, and I will state my opinions and give my personal insight on diverse and controversial subjects and world events not covered by mainstream media, and not supported by YouTube guidelines. So whatever I have on my Patreon, most of those will not be on my YouTube channel. Please consider becoming a member today. More of the most significant and important videos will be on my Patreon channel. Your support helps me to continue my research and keeps this YouTube channel alive. And we depend on your support, your generous charity, because we help economically challenged families here in Athens, Greece, in Kapota, and we also help the young generation with university tuition and the community around our church. Thank you.